right, let's go. Everyone should have their focus and study guide on their desk. Whether I finish content today or not, you still have tests. I don't care. So, I would like to finish content today. However, if I don't, I don't. On your whiteboard, here we go. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called if I show up to a birthday party and I don't know the kid, but I buy him a dump truck because I know it's a 6-year-old boy?
Coker, what number are you?
4 or 6, sorry.
First day, that's cute.
Yeah.
Nope.
Cypher call.
I got 2. I only have 2. Nope. 2, 3, 4, 5. Jude, what is it? Trey, what's your number? Guys, put your damn number on there.
Different from gender stereotypes.
Gender typing is us teaching that kid. We don't know that kid, but we're telling him he should like dump
And
trucks.
so stereotypes just like your thought.
Yeah. Stereotypes won't be on the test, though. What? Yes. Cool. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called when I identify myself as a female, even though I'm a non-conforming gender female? Mostly because I say whatever the hell I want, and I do whatever the hell I want. What is it, Sophie? Gender identity. On your whiteboard, please tell me, I grew up in a house that expected me to want to have children, that expected me to be a stay-at-home mom, especially when my kids are young, because that's what my mom did. However, my mom is like the biggest feminist in the whole wide world, even though she will not call herself a feminist, which drives me insane. What is it, Coker? Gender roles. On your whiteboard. Huh? No. Gender culture? No.
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 Why is
Because I said because I'm a female.
so it's what others are expecting?
But that's how it's
No matter
different
what.
stereotypes.
It's not like society in general. It's
Society, well,
it's
to a
like
degree.
anyone.
On your whiteboard, what are the 3 factors that influence our gender? What are the 3 factors that influence our gender? Come on, in your head, please. Good. Riley, what are they?
Environmental, biological, and cultural.
Environmental, biological, cultural. Very nice. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the gentleman who came up with pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional? Good. What? No, you got to be real careful. Kohler is the guy with the rats.
Dang it.
Wait.
Really?
No, Kohler's not there. Yeah, Kohler's the one with the rats.
Oh,
Who is it, Sierra? Holberg. You got to be careful, ladies and gentlemen, because if you're using that as your evidence in your FRQ, everything's wrong. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called when I believe that I'm actually someone special and that everything's just going to work out for me because I've been chosen, which is completely untrue. You have to work for everything you have. Sorry to tell you about that. What is it, Ripkey? Personal fable. What is it called when I believe people actually genuinely care what I had for dinner last night? And I post it on social media so people can be like, oh my God, look, you had chicken and broccoli. It looks incredibly boring. You're right. It was. John. Imaginary audience. On your whiteboard, please tell me. I actively protest the execution of people. So, even though it's legal in the state of Texas, I go to Texas and I protest. What type of moral development am I in? I've got 3, 4, 5. Gabriella. Post-conventional. I literally clean up my house so my husband doesn't yell at me. I pick up my shoes. I make sure all my dishes are put away before he comes home from out of town because I just don't want to listen to him whine about how dirty the house is. What is it, Karina? Great conventional morality. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is... Nope, we're going. All right, here we go. So I have a couple things I do want to make sure you have down. So, puberty. Let's talk about it real quick because this is obviously what I want to talk about today. So puberty, if you look on my whiteboard, you're going to see I have a bunch of stuff up there. I would definitely make sure you have it down. It seems awfully specific, don't you think? Yes?
Yeah.
So, for males, the first male to, think back to your, like, 5th, 6th, 7th grade. Think back to who was the most popular boy in your grade. He probably was the biggest, the strongest one. Would you agree? No, think about it. No?
Yeah, it was like the little skinny kids who had abs.
Yeah, no, not
And they were
really.
like, I hate those kids.
She was kind of bitter.
I was so chubby in middle school. I hate those kids.
You're such a petty child.
I love that you're so honest, though. It's so honest, true, though. All right, so your first one to mature is going to be the most popular. All the girls are like, oh my god, he's so handsome with his little stubble. He's so handsome.
Two hairs to be like this
I
long.
hate shit.
Have you ever been to middle school since you've been back, since
Yes.
you've gone out of it? It's the worst.
It's so funny.
It's the worst. You see these kids who have like little, like 3 little hairs that like curl, and they're like so proud of it, and then won't get rid of it. It's so funny. Anyway, so the first female to go through puberty, think about whoever that was in your grade. Who was the first girl to go through puberty? And that poor girl was just harassed. Would you agree? People are making comments about all of her secondary sex characteristics. And the poor girl gets called a whore, a slut, for literally hitting the worst jackpot of genetic lottery. Of just being the first one. Okay? So girls begin puberty at about 12 and a half is the average age. Some start as early as 10. Some don't start till later of like 14, but most people are at 12 and a half. Boys don't begin puberty until age 14, which, ladies, is why middle school boys are just the worst. Can we agree?
Yes.
They are the worst. You are. Middle school boys are by far the worst. Freshmen and 8th grade girls are horrific.
I hate all friends.
They are so competitive and so mean. No, don't you dare say things like
That's
that.
enforcing the patriarchy.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Don't say things like that. We celebrate women. However, we still have to be honest and frank about it. Okay, so beginning of the period, puberty begins the period of adolescence. So as soon as you hit puberty, you begin adolescence. Okay, so a girl's first period is called a menarche. Okay. It is a milestone in a woman's life, and it's so awful. Just terrible. Just awkward. Everyone, like, I have no idea. I don't know about your situation, but I feel like people I didn't really know that well were like, oh, I heard you're a woman. And I'm like 12, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm dying inside. This is like the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And it is every single month. So, the girl's first period is a menarche. Okay, puberty starts the beginning of secondary sex characteristics. When we talk about puberty, we're talking about the ability to have a child. The moment you have your first period is the moment you're able to conceive a child. We historically didn't think that in your first period you could conceive a child, but we were wrong. There's like a 11-year-old girl in Australia who had sex in her first period and got pregnant.
Good parents.
Cool.
Solid.
So, so we found out that, hey, actually you can. So it's the moment you have your first period, obviously. Now, obviously getting pregnant for every person is different. Maybe you've heard about your parents trying to conceive, whether it was easy or hard, all of those different types of things. So everyone goes through it on their own. But keep in mind, at age, whatever your age is right now, as soon as you start having your period at 12 and a half, all your body wants to do is get pregnant. Like, all your bodies, ladies, in this room right now, all your body wants to do is be pregnant. That's what it's been designed to. It's what it's supposed to do. It's all it wants to do is get pregnant. So, when we talk about, obviously, when we hit puberty, we change from a child body to adult body, which means we can go from non-reproduction to reproduction. We also have secondary sex characteristics. Secondary sex characteristics are not directly tied to reproduction. So, items specifically tied to reproduction: ovaries, vagina, uterus, testes, penis, all that stuff is your primary sex characteristics, but your secondary. So what are some things that men develop in their secondary sex characteristics? Adam's apple, absolutely. The voice drops. Adam's apple. Okay? We get facial hair as well. We also get broader shoulders.
E.
Well, okay, maybe not me, but broader shoulders. What else? Yeah, I'm gonna leave that with Adam's apple. They're also gonna have a height boost.
Deeper voice.
You just said that.
Your boy Chunk just said it right in front of you, man.
Oh my bad.
It's fine. It's fine. Maybe his voice was too deep.
My small ears don't like it.
Okay, so
Such
Adam's apple,
small ears.
facial hair, broader shoulders, height increase. They get taller really quick.
I'm still waiting for that.
Pretty tall. How tall are you now?
6'2". My brother's 6'9".
Really?
My husband would literally die to be 6 anything. He's 5'9". He's so cute though. Alright, so female, what do women get?
Breasts.
Breasts, absolutely. Breasts, we get wider hips. Wider hips. Okay, curvier body. We also get body hair, same to men. Facial hair / body hair. Okay, body hair as well.
Don't brothers get like acne or like?
Oh yeah, what a joy. You're supposed to grow out of it. No one's told my skin.
Accutane.
Acne. That's not how you spell acne.
No,
You can't drink on.
Acne.
Miss Bennett would have a hard time because you can't drink on Accutane.
Well, her skin is.
It's so annoying. I used to get
I actually
nose
don't
bleeds.
have a drinking problem. When
She
you say it like that, it
She
sounds
gets
like
acne, so she
I
has
do.
to
What about wine?
I actually don't drink during the week, but thanks. What the hell?
Also, if you get pregnant,
So, it's not directly tied to reproduction. That's a good example. So your primary sex characteristics are actually physically required to have reproduction. Then you have your secondary, which each male and female have. All right. So aging. When you're aging, just write this down somewhere. I'm telling it to you because you need it, not because I'm enjoying this. Aging, it's when recalling of new information declines. Okay? Have you ever tried teaching your parents something? Whether it was an app or a computer thing, and you were just like, how can you not get this?
Yes.
And they just struggle with it. And you know they're not idiots, but they're acting like idiots because they just can't pick it up as fast as you're teaching it to them. It's not their fault. You're going to get that way as well. It's your brain slows down on processing new information. However, old information and information that they are constantly being exposed to, they can do it way faster than you can. So like asking them to do something that they've done, they're going to do it way faster than you. Asking about previous information or historical information, they're going to be able to call it out faster than you can just because it's in there deeper for them, but they can't do new information. You'll age better the more active you are. The oldest civilization in the world that has the largest amount of old people is in Japan. And that's because all of the Japanese, like old people, hey Jude,
It's my dad. Okay.
it's an emergency.
I need him to bring me my AP Environmental Science folder so I can do my reading notes.
So no, it's not. Finish that real quick, you've got 10 seconds. So this village in Japan has people over the age of 110.
What?
And the reason is because their diet is super healthy. All they eat is fish and vegetables.
Right.
And every single day they go and work their little market stall. Every day they're out socializing. They have a role. They work with the they're like on great grandchildren at this point. They help raise them. They're completely interactive with their whole community. Here in America, are we kind to our old people?
No, me.
We are really mean.
I think they're cute.
But do we
Well, we
have
put
them in
them in
our
homes.
homes?
They're
Or
so
do
like
we send them
creatures.
out?
Send them
Okay.
away.
We send them away and all that stuff. So think about that.
I feel like
I mean-
I wouldn't want to live till 110.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, it depends on my
Okay,
life.
moving forward, because I have a lot to do, and if I don't cover, you still have it on your test, so I don't care. So, we have two different types of intelligences that really come about. So there's fluid intelligence, which goes into decline the older you get, and that is like memorizing a grocery list. So if I say, hey, my name's Sam, this is my husband McCray, and I have a dog named Toby, Duncan, and Donut, the ability to, wait, you didn't know my cats?
No.
Oh, they're not going to donut. Picking up new information like that and hearing it, and then being able to say, oh yeah, that's Sam Bennett. Her husband's McCray. She has a dog named Toby and two cats named Duncan and Donut, and Donut's the fat one. Being able to say that very, very quickly and hear it and then use it, that's fluid intelligence. The younger you are, you have more of it, correct? You can hear something really quick and you can process it way faster when your parents are like, wait, what? Right? Okay, then you have a thing called crystallized intelligence, which stays constant throughout your whole life. This is like basic facts that never really change, like your social security, your address, what are the state capitals, all of those different types of things are examples of crystallized intelligence. Things that are very, very slow to change or change very infrequently. Your brain's going to be able to retain that for most of its life. What? Trevor? You're good? So those are the big things that you need to know. What? Okay, go. I'm still teaching here.
I know you can. I'll watch your video. You're recording, right?
Yeah.
Cute. Thanks for the help.
All right. So, Erickson's fifth stage is identity versus role confusion. It's when adolescents must define yourself. So this fits into this period of you're gonna want to write this down somewhere, maybe in the puberty box. You're gonna want to write this down. Just because.
It says fifth intelligence. Never mind. That's something else. Isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to want to maybe put it in the puberty box. There's a test question on this tomorrow. It's identity versus role confusion. And what that means is that we're trying to struggle to figure out who you are. Remember we talked about it last week a little bit? Okay, you're trying to figure out what your beliefs are, what your job is, who you are, and what you want from your life. And that's identity versus role confusion. And that's currently what you're struggling with, correct?
Yeah.
You guess? I probably. Alright, so adulthood is your final stage. So you have childhood, then puberty starts adolescence, and then you go into adulthood. So adulthood begins in your early 20s and ends in death. And that is your old age, and it's divided into young adulthood, middle adulthood, and late adulthood. When we talk about young adulthood, what's mostly the focus? Well, there are two major focuses of young adulthood. What? Hello? What do you think? How about a job? Yeah? Find some way to feed yourself. That's a pretty big goal. Every day, that's my major vote. And relationship/family. Okay? Fostering that type of connection. Middle adulthood, what's the focus? Raising the family. Or building the business, or building up the business component of it. What is late adulthood? Retiring and looking back on your life and hopefully having a positive influence. Giving back, right? Doesn't most of your, if you know anyone who's retired, don't they try to give back in some way? My mother-in-law just retired, and oh my God, all she does is charity work. Which is really great. But she's like obsessed with it, and she's like the busiest non-working person in the history of the world.
She just doesn't want to be sitting at home.
They all move to Florida.
But she's stressed about it though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
because that's how she's programmed.
And she doesn't want to be setting up market stands.
Yeah, it's like that episode of How I Met Your Mother where Barney's like.
anyway, moving forward. So, women experience physical decline in reproductive system. You need to know it's called menopause. That's the only thing you need to know. It's called menopause. So, menopause is when it's a cessation of ovulation and menstrual cycles. It means you stop getting your period. Yes! Oh, sorry. I'd be the only one excited about it. I can't wait.
You get like my mom went through menopause, and like it was
It's hard.
Did you like heat flashes or
so
something?
It is annoying. It's like, yeah, all your hormones are totally
she, like,
changing.
went dry.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, I'm gonna like pass out.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Everyone deals with it differently. But yeah, it's the end of a woman's reproductive capability. Men have andropause, which is the end of their hormones or reproductive system. Of course, women end menopause typically starts around age 55. Men, it's almost 70. which is why men can reproduce into their 70s. I think we can all agree that reproduction for men on the male side is pretty limited. Yes? Well, women obviously are going to carry the strain of reproduction, but yeah. So after your body changes, you're going to have increased health problems because your testosterone, your estrogen on both sides are going to decreased reaction time, and your intelligence is actually going to decrease because your body's not pumped full of hormones on both sides.
Not what you
Sure. That's usually not prescribed to women, but yes.
think. Oh,
You're familiar with that? Yes.
I'm not.
You've heard people who use them? There you go.
You're thinking of John Shields using fake teeth.
No.
I can't. I'm done with that. Whatever that is. All right. So intimacy. So crystallized intelligence. Let me see. Crystallized intelligence I have on the board. Fluid intelligence I have on the board. Perfect. Post-conventional morality I've already got. Physical development during adolescence, which I have over here. It's your secondary sex. Perfect. So Erickson's last 3 stages is intimacy versus isolation and generavity. When we talk about intimacy, it's about the decision of whether to settle down or to do things on your own. Generavity is putting children up, and integrity is looking back on your life. It's not really on your test, so we're moving forward. So there's 2 major theories of aging. One that says that the more active you are, the happier you're going to be. I think there's a lot of value in that, don't we think? The more engaged you are, volunteering, developing. Now, we've all heard of the Villages, correct?
Yes.
The Villages has actually maintained a lot of people's lives longer, and the reason is because people are out and about with other old people. So people are living longer, but they're also getting diseases, but that's another issue. Cellular clock theory is the base that cells only have so many times they can reproduce, and once that does, it starts slowing you down. Okay, there's 2 major theories. Wear and tear, that as time goes by, your body just kind of breaks down. And then you have the free radical, the damaging. All right, here we go. There's 3 stages of death. We have, oh yeah, wear and tear. I'll come back to that. Let's look at, don't you have number 8? Okay, perfect. I'll come back to those in a second.
I
What?
don't have any of the dying stuff.
Well, you need the dying stuff.
Can we start crossing
It will
out
be on the
boxes
test?
and just
Yeah,
replacing it?
Number 6 on the focus
Carol Gillian, you can cross off. Yeah, you can cross off Carol Gillian.
Wait, on the
Where is that?
up
It's number 6 on the
Yeah, you can cross her off. I'll come back to it.
Oh, is this a funny video?
Yeah. Huh?
Is that gonna be death?
Yeah, the 5 stages of grieving. Squeeze it in then.
Yeah, I knew exactly what it was. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna kill a giraffe.
Oh, I knew there was some sort of death. Like, even when I didn't know.
It's just there's
To think Miss Bennett could actually have a happy video.
That's
Find it
crazy.
funny.
like sex stuff. He goes through the stages.
All right, here we go.
Crazy.
It's not a good movie.
Stage 1 is denial.
It's probably not even quicksand. I'm gonna have a good laugh about this tonight with the guys. Well, this is just perfect. Stupid quicksand, stupid jungle. I wanna bite someone in the face. Mother. Ah! That stupid jungle. Are you there, God? It's me, Giraffe. Listen, if you would just give me a mulligan on this quicksand thing, I promise, no more peeing on your shorter creatures. What, did you get a deal? I love you. You know something? I'm cool with this. I bet heaven has all the tender leaves I can eat. and everyone gets their own Slurpee machine. Yeah. Take me, sweet death. I await your loving embrace. What? I think I hit the bottom.
It's gonna pee on him.
Those are your 5 stages.
He didn't die.
I thought that mouse was gonna pee on him.
Alright. And then you have So your 5 stages is denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. Those are your big ones.
Isn't it that it doesn't go in that order?
Not always. Not always, but most people do go through it. Every single one of us has gone through something hard that we kind of went through this whole phase, don't you think?
Yes.
We just didn't.
What?
What do we put for the semi-symmetric theories of physics?
I'm going to show you that here in a second. Because I already went through them, but I forgot that they were understood again. So, here we go. So, activity theory, is that one?
Yeah.
Perfect. Cellular theory, is that one? No.
Where's
Okay, perfect. The other two on the bottom focus.
Oh, focus.
Today's my last day of instruction. Isn't that so exciting? Everything else is review. The rest of the year.
Is that we're gonna go over stuff in US rules and hurricane?
I did crash course. I just gave you answers, remember? Like big pieces of information. So when we go through the study guide, there's going to be some kind of like reteaching a little bit there. But mostly we're going to get it when we do our Barron's book. But
Where
we
is
didn't
it?
really cut that much. I just really streamlined it, you know what I mean?
So it says like where.
So for Carol Gilligan.
I got next slide.
So for Carol Gilligan on focus,
Oh, okay.
are we just crossing it out and not putting anything there, or are you?
You should be putting your 5 stages.
Okay.
It's alright. Move faster.
For number 6 on the focus.
What?
Number 6 on the focus, where should I say that?
Oh, yeah.
You're not gonna be here Friday.
I'm not here this Friday.
What about Thursday?
I am. We're passing out papers.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
I'll bring
that's
my
right.
cupcakes.
We're just having like a.
Maybe listen to a little more country music.
Passing out papers. Kind of getting caught up. Friday I'm not going to be here. I'm sleeping. That's all I'm doing on Friday.
What's an application
Wednesday the 13th. I'm giving up a shift for you people.
Thanks, Miss Bennett.
Thank you, Miss Bennett. I really
That's a $500 swing.
That's why I'm saying thank you.
Yeah, I said thank you like
Wait, let's do the math. How many students do you have? We can all bring in like.
Ah, that would be amazing. That'd be so much fun.
23.
I think we have 50 people going.
twice. Alright, so.
So let's just
everyone
rent
brings
out
in
the whole
$10.
freaking restaurant.
That's a bonus.
I'm sorry, I'm not paying $30 for cutters and then paying Miss Bennett $10.
I don't want your money.
I'm sorry, I'm getting chicken and steak, which is $22.
With
and
you?
then They
Alright,
like
good,
charge.
Zach, good,
They like
Zach,
charge
good,
for
Zach.
extra
Okay,
yum
good.
yum sauce. Now I'm stupid.
Good for you.
How often do you go?
It's right by my house. I had it for lunch yesterday.
Is it the same thing as like Kobe's Steakhouse?
Yeah.
What's up, Alex?
It's
So,
better. It's
I know
better.
what we're talking
It's
about
the same
earlier.
concept.
What?
Kobe's is pretty good.
A few years ago, I
When you
was
clear it
in
out.
Oh, yeah.
and I would go running on like the back roads through like the bamboo forest, and there were really steep hills everywhere, and it was all like over 90-year-old people like powering through these hills.
That's pretty
Like,
good.
my mom was a marathon runner, and I'd go running with her, and we'd like give up at the base of a hill, and there'd just be a group of like 5 people that are like 100, chugging up.
It's so funny.
They'd always have like huge bags on their backs and just power through.
Where was this at?
Japan. What?
Can we go back to activity theory?
No, I have people doing this one. So an application of wear and tear. Here we go. So if you do like a lot of sports and you beat up your body, you're going to have a rough old age. That's what I would write.
Like when people like scratch themselves, you got blue marks on their arm.
No.
Don't wrinkles count?
No.
Wrinkles.
Arthritis?
Everyone gets wrinkles. No, like I'm talking about. So I tore my knee twice. I broke my foot like 3 times. So now my foot gets super achy when I'm like super busy. So I ice my foot all the time just because I'm old now.
You don't have the support.
Okay.
No, I do. Oh, I have like
I would not-
$100 orthopedic crap in my shoes.
I would not
That's
consider
when they
you
don't
old.
work.
And no, my feet are just so bad because all I do is stand all day, which is why this year I've really been sitting a lot more. And all I do is stand and then I go to work. And I'm on my feet all night.
I wouldn't consider you old.
I am old. My body is quitting on me. My body wants death. Free radical theory is free radical theory is that your cells will only exist for so long and they start dying off. Like if you look at young people's faces without makeup, they're just like brighter and like obviously like there's no wrinkles or anything, right? Essentially what they're saying, why you get wrinkles and all that stuff is because the oxygen in your cells starts depleting and it can't retain it, so that's why your skin gets saggy and less shiny.
So when they do Botox, they inject you with oxygen.
No, Botox they inject you with
It like freezes your.
yeah.
Someone's gotten out of bed like 3 times.
Really?
What? So just to live forever, all I have to do is suck the oxygen.
Here we go. Activity theory is your other one that you need to have an application for. It believes that the more active you are, the healthier you are. So just like Alex was telling us about these old women in Japan who used to beat the crap out of him on the hills, the more active you are, the better you are. So putting your Nani in a nursing home, she's going to die faster. Unless it's like a super engaging nursing home where she's surrounded by your friends and she does like water aerobics, they do baking on Monday. If they do like all that stuff, it's like super engaging. But if your Nani is just sitting in a room watching TV all day, she's not going to live that long. Why would you want to live that long? Right? If you're just sitting in a room and people come in and like pet you on your head and leave, like come
That's
on.
so annoying.
I'm just saying your favorite sitcom song.
But then some old
The
people
Price
like
is Right.
crazy.
I would
Old
wanna
people
be
love
like
the Price is
Yoda.
Right.
Like my granny's like
Price is Right.
76.
Three.
I like Jeopardy.
2, 1. So here we go. I'm looking at number 7 right now. I'm going to fill it in. Authoritarian. Here we go. Authoritarian is a parenting style that gives parents complete control and authority over the rules and over the child. Okay? So, in parentheses, I would put military style. Not saying that military parents raise their kids this way, but when you think military, like military, like boarding school and stuff like that, that's kind of what you think of. So, a child's likely outcome is rebellion, aggression, and frustration. Example of outcome would be military style parenting. Would be who would be like a famous dad or mom that we would say is like super authoritarian. Huh? What are some like bad
Donald
parents we see
Coker.
on TV? What are some like bad parents who? No, you're not helping me at all. Huh?
Oh, I used to watch that show.
What show?
Preacher's
Preacher's
like
Daughter.
very
And
Yeah, and like preachers' kids. Yeah, like preachers like historically have really. Have you ever met like a preacher's kid? They're wild.
No, and the whole show is about like them
whole-
drinking and
yeah,
like
and,
rebelling
like,
and all that.
Yeah, it's because of their parents and all that stuff. So authoritative is your next one. This is a parenting style where the child and the parent, parenting style where the child and the parent work together to set firm boundaries with communication. Hashtag ideal. This is what you want to be when you have when you're a parent. Okay, you want to be able to have a conversation with your kid. Your kid's going out and your curfew is normally 11, but you go up and be like, hey, the movie doesn't, we want to go see the 9 o'clock movie, but it's 2.5 hours plus previews. Is it okay if I come home at 11:30 instead of 11? When as soon as the movie comes out, I'll come straight home. And they'll be like, yeah, sure, it's not a problem, no big deal.
That's how you gotta do it. You just gotta go and say, oh, the movie's running late. That's you gotta finish it.
No.
Yes.
So, child's likely to become more confident, more respectful, and more mature. What would be a perfect TV mom or TV dad that we could reference? He's like a good,
Full House.
Coach Taylor from Friday Night Lights.
But the
Great guy.
Full House is
great guy.
Full
Danny
House.
Tanner. Full House.
Danny Tanner, sure. What else would be a good one?
I don't watch that show.
Well, we don't know any parents. We don't watch any TV shows with parents.
Mr. Andrews from
There's a lot of
Riverdale.
TV shows.
Got a lot of moms.
Jude's always like popular.
They're so great.
I don't know. What else would be a
Family
good one?
Ties, that would work.
Family Ties would. Peter Griffin's wife is a good one.
Wow.
Flowers.
Lois. Lois is authoritative. She tries to have Peter's a terrible father.
Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
Is he a good dad?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, he's a pretty
He's
good
got quirky kids though.
I love Bob.
Yeah, but
I like Cleveland from the Cleveland.
Is he a
Show.
good
I
guy?
like this bathtub scene where he's
All
always
right.
falling out.
Then
of
you
his-
have
like,
permissive. Here we go. Permissive is a parenting style where the parent is either permissive, neglectful, parentheses, ignores child, or permissive, indulgent, gives the kid anything they want. Does not have the interests of the kid at heart. This is like the parents who want to be like friends. Your parent should not be your friend. Like, as in, like, your best bud. They should be your parent. Can we agree?
Mr. Coker. Mr. Cincinnati.
Okay,
Wait,
permissive. Huh?
what's that?
Outcome is rude, is obnoxious, spoiled, whiners,
What would be an example?
little weenies.
What would be an example?
The Kardashians.
I'm sorry, that's not even the right.
An example of permissive, indulgent would be the mom from Mean Girls.
That's what I put.
Mom from Mean Girls would be the mom. Permissive, neglectful is like an abusive parent. Goodbye. We got a lot done. Would you agree?
Just leave your board.
Yeah,
Can they just leave their board since I know they're all here?
That's all.
Miss
Huh?
Bennett?
The developments, like you said.
Oh, thank you.
I'll just take it.
Was it again?
Yeah, I know Patrick's here. I know Morgan's here. I sit there. Alexis is here since I saw her this morning.
Like the lobster, like bread.
Alexis, use the board on your desk.
I can't remember.